Alright, let's go back to some more streaming goodness of Football Manager in Sweden, the lower leagues. I had a rewatch of some of my recent streams and noticed that the audio of Football Manager itself was much too low now. We'll probably hit the right amounts at some point. Also, there's some sort of echo going on in this room. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure what to do about it, but we'll get it sorted at some point. Maybe. So, in this session, we were probably going to do the first the first real game of the season against Sandviken's IF, which we actually defeated as a friendly. And we'll have to wait and see how it goes. So, considering this is a home game, I'd usually go for an attacking formation. But given our position in the league, from a financial and ability perspective, it's very likely that we'll go with some sort of defensive formation and attitude for the first time. And let's just try to get as many clean sheets as possible. We are trying to hold the league, after all. And for everyone watching, welcome to the stream in the chat. Yeah, so let's have a look. What's the status quo? Let's get rid of all of these. Obviously, we want to check training too. So Da Silva and Shabanac have been training rather nicely. Da Silva has been doing a bit better, but we got another 2 days of training coming in before we will make a decision on that stuff. We're probably quite sure about Blennerstrand. That is if his training is all right, but it looks like he has been training on an acceptable level. Yeah. What's this? So, training has been changed here. Yeah, paste that back in. Obviously, we won't do any match practice in this slot, and sharpness shouldn't be a concern. So, given that the team cohesion is missing a bit. I'd rather have that cohesion aspect in earlier. And here, well, straight after the game, there's not much to do, probably. So we'll go with tactics, or maybe attacking movement. And we gotta make the most out of our sessions, so we'll try attacking corners. We got some decent headers in the squad, especially a striker, but also our 2 central defenders. So we're trying to score after corners and free kicks, for obvious reasons. And if we can get a few goals in that way, that would be great. Captaincy. So we changed the captain previously, so that Oliver Swan would be captain. Um, he's not in the club. He hasn't been in the club for a long time, but well, he's a good leader and has decent teamwork too. I'd rather have an older player as a captain, preferably, but there's nobody around. I don't want Westberg to be captain. He'll be sitting on the bench for most of the season. He's our secondary goalkeeper. And Ngoma is a recent signing too. So I'll probably just keep it as it is. Planastrand, while being a star player, has arrived recently. As you can see, his teamwork isn't that great. Also, I'm not sure personality-wise. And, well, I expect Forcell to play quite a few games for the season. Where is he? Ah, it's not sorted. Here he is. So obviously his leadership isn't great, but his teamwork is fine. We could give Stolt the position as a vice captain, but I'm not sure how to go about this. To be honest, most of these players will be rotated in or out, with the exception of Oliver Swan, who I expect to play most of the matches. So it's probably a good idea to give the vice captaincy to someone who's old enough, which is a problem in itself in here, and who can deal with the pressure. Yeah, I'll keep it at Forcell and not give it to Ngoma for one reason or another. So I'll just keep it as it is. Maybe at some point a leader will occur in the squad, and at that point maybe we can change it up. But yeah, for the time being, there's nobody better around, or there's not much of a difference. So there's no use in trying to make things right that aren't broken. Fine, let's have a look. Okay, so last time we played them, we defeated them, I think 3-1, I'm not sure. But that was a friendly. 3-0. Alright. And I think last time we played them, we tried to, total formation. We tried defensively. Now we're playing a home game, but there's not much reason to mix that up. Also, they're playing a 4-4-2, probably. Let's have a look at their manager, which is Eldar Abdulic. Vertical tiki-taka in a 4-4-2. So most likely they will field a 4-4-2 again. And for a 4-4-2, this closes down the middle quite nicely, flanks too. So there should be a lot of congestion in the middle of the pitch. On the other hand, 4-4-2 is really vulnerable in the middle of the pitch. The two players there will face some challenges if the opposing side feels free there. We always have the ball-winning midfielder to pick up some marauding midfielder on their side. On the other hand, that opens a lot of space in the back. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to score through the middle, and it depends a bit on chances created. But if we don't create many chances, we might want to go with early crosses, shoot on side, that stuff. I'm not trying to focus play through somewhere. I want to keep the flexibility high. And whoever's watching this along with me myself, feel free to ask questions. I'll happily introduce you to the squad if you're new to this. But I see it's Veggie, so good morning. Yeah, well, we're not interested in that just yet. Okay, here's the preseason report. They lost a guy named Gustafsson for a 1K. Whoa. And they brought in Leonardo Farah Shahin of BK Hacken for a total loan fee of 2.5k, sorry. Wow. Well, that's obviously someone to have a look at market value. Ouch. Okay, that's good business. I mean, they're still paying a lot for him on a monthly basis, but that's a good player with high potential. At a Premier Division club under normal circumstances. Might be a youth prospect there. Well, does he have any weaknesses? I mean, that's a really good striker. As a poacher type or a shadow striker or something, I'd gladly take that guy. So we'll have to wait and see. Preferably mark him tightly. Yeah. On the other hand, we got our own threat too. I think Al Holstrom is definitely on a level to some degree with him, especially as a physical striker. He's got a lot of strength and jumping reach. Okay. How's training going in general? These are really not doing well. Orberg is not training well either, for whatever reason. Maybe that has to do with being listed for loan. And given that the offers we got are not acceptable anyway, we'll just delist him. There's nothing going on there, so I don't want him to be distracted anymore. Why, Ytterhogdals, are you not training well? Same with flag guard. And I'm not happy with these training performances either. By the way, did we welcome Theo Lind to the club? I'm not sure. So let's have a look. No, there's nothing to do. So I guess we welcomed him to the club. Fine. Another goalkeeper. We don't need another goalkeeper. And we'll remove him from shortlist. I'm not interested anymore. This got a bit better. It looks like our talks about the training improved club atmosphere, at least to a degree. So in the middle of the pitch there's no debate going on. We're going to field for Cell and we're going to field Swan as captain and vice captain. They're both solid players and they're good in what they're doing. Well, to be perfectly honest, Forcell could be a bit better, but still he's a solid option, or he has been so far. There's also not a great amount of debate going on for attacking midfield on the right side. We want somebody that's left-footed. That's Telander. He learned to play that position. He's now a natural. He's also a great finisher, which we can see considering his performance last season. He scored a few goals along the way, and yeah, usually a solid option. Also, pace and acceleration wise, it just fits the position. On the left side, I'm more conflicted. There's Guillermo there, who has decent acceleration and pace. His crossing isn't that great. Well, finishing is alright. I'd be okay with that. The same goes for Bergman. We'll have to wait and see who of the two has the better training performance and field that one. One thing Bergman has going for himself is the fact that he's match sharp, while Guillermo is lacking sharpness. So that's a point that speaks for Bergman. In defensive midfield, we'll certainly go with Marcus Ezarsson, simply because he's a primary player there. Even though he's considered a breakthrough prospect, I expect him to make a lot of appearances this season. Yeah, whatever. And I'm going to go to the press conference in a second. But yeah, also progression-wise, it's probably a good idea. Good morning, Veggie. And we'll come back. You are indeed right. It has to go on. And I'm still not used to being third. But thanks anyway. So sun's coming through here. In case the lightning gets weird, that's that yellow monster up on the sky was threatening all of us nerds sitting in our rooms playing games. Yeah. So in central defense, I'm a bit conflicted too. Hagedal and Fleckart are my go-to members there, or Hagedal and no, actually it's Fleckart. Or Fleckart and Wickberg. Considering Fleckart didn't train well so far, I'm not so sure about that. 6.3 isn't good. Wickberg 6.75 is better. Fleckart's jumping reach of 16 and strength of 14 are a force to be reckoned though. Hagedal is really an astounding jumper. So we want him on the bench at least. And then there's Ngoma. As a recent signing with, well, acceptable physicals, but no strength to speak of. I'd say he's more of a bench player. Training performance didn't go that well either. And he's moaning about not having results. Well, you can also do the tactical and technical side, no problem. Okay, let's go to the press conference. Sure, we can get off to a winning start. And we probably will live or die by Oliver Swan's performances, yes. Yeah. That's true. That question with the young players always comes up for me. Well, are we prepared? Well, to be honest, I'm definitely up for the season now. That was too many friendlies for my taste. So we need 35 points. Great. Thanks for calculating that, dear press person. 35 points is our magic number to go. Yeah. And I think it's acceptable to be negative here. It's gonna be tough for us, so there's no use in lying about it. Do I know my strongest teams? My strongest team? I want them to work for it. Is there a team that we would consider to be favorites to be relegated this season? Yes, ourselves, but that would be absurd. So I'm not gonna comment on that. Oliver Swan is happy with our comments. I'm glad to hear that. There's 2 additional recommendations here. Let's just have a quick look. Where are you? Oh yeah, I think I remember that guy. Wouldn't be a bad signing. Yeah, English schedules are really hard on the team. You gotta rotate a lot. Also within the games, obviously. You want to make good use of your bench, if that's possible. Sure, but don't underestimate them. You'll have a lot on your hands probably with that schedule here. Premier League isn't easy. Okay, so let's have a look at Roseburg here. Yeah, you have to rotate, exactly. Actually, I will have to rotate a bit too here, considering the schedule. It's not as congested as the schedule in England, but Premier League is already a lot. Try English lower leagues. There's like, if you're lucky with cups, there's a lot of cups there, and if you're lucky in considering cup performances, it's possible you have a game like every 2 or 3 days. It's really hard on the squad, especially as you don't have any money. He's doing really well for a fairly spalding player, training wise. What are you training at? Inverted winger, is it? Inverted winger it is. Inverted winger support. Well, okay. The green arrows are looking fine, but also he's really bad in his position. I have a blank screen. And welcome to the chat. So I'm kind of confused. What blank screen? It's good here. Okay. So Alan, I'm sorry to report that it works for Veggie. Also, I think Alan is not viewing the stream because there's just 2 viewers. So I don't know what's going on there. But welcome to the chat, I guess. What's this? Expectations for the season. There is another viewer. Maybe that's Alan. So welcome to viewing the stream too. I don't know. There's also always the possibility of some sort of technical glitch, obviously. So the board is hoping for a defensive approach. The supporters are hoping for a defensive approach. So let's do that. Yeah, we go with a defensive approach. Counting on possession football being the chosen strategy. Not so much. I mean, We could try to slow it down a bit. We already do that, yeah. And we'll frequently waste time. But I'm not a proponent of possession football paired with a defensive strategy. Pressing football, on the other hand, yeah, we're trying to get back the ball, and we'll definitely give Blennerstrad his debut, and we'll maybe have Lind on the bench. Well, probably not, but we'll have to wait and see. The rest of it seems to be fine. So I hope we can make the board and the supporters lucky. Also, I might have mentioned earlier, there's some sort of echo thing going on in this room, and I think it's quite audible on the stream too. If you have any ideas how to fix that, feel free to comment on it. I'll probably just I don't know, put a pillow behind me or something. So that's all fine. There he is. Man, that's gonna be hard. And that Krona guy doesn't look that much weaker either. That'll be a hard match. Against these two. So, how were Wickberg and Flaggard doing? Not great. Is Hagedal doing better? Not really. I don't want to field Ngoma. Not against these two. Maybe he'll make it to the bench. Left wing back. Who are we going with? Farah has been training decently compared to the rest of the squad, but that doesn't say much. Same for Stolt. So we'll go with Stolt just because he's used to playing league matches. This league is new for him, so maybe we can get some improvement out of him. And inverted winger, well, are we going with Skiloma or with Bergman? Skiloma's not really match fit. Bergman hasn't been training well. He has though. So okay, let's favor the one who has been training well. That's fine by me. We need a replacement for goal. That's obviously Westberg because the other two we're trying to get rid of, and well, one of the two might end up in the U19s. Ngoma is more flexible than Hagedal, so we'll go with that one. We need a wing back to the left side, so that's Farah. Now, defensive midfield wise, I feel inclined to put Shabanach on the bench too. Obviously, he's a right wing back, but we can put him in defensive midfield if necessary. So that's got the defensive part of the bench covered. On the attacking side, form-wise, Bergman needs to go there. I don't need to field Dobrev specifically. He's a youth player. We definitely want a real striker out there in case Al Holstrom runs into an injury or something. Robertson has been doing well lately, so that's fine by me. And then we got a choice between Oberg and Ekman and Svensson for the middle of the pitch. Even though Bergman would be able to play there too. Is any one of those left-footed by any chance? Nope. So let's consider training performances. Well, Oberg won't be the guy with that training performance. Svensson has doing a bit better, but is new to the squad. And then Eggman has been doing fine. So we'll put in Eggman. That's especially a good idea probably because in an attacking formation we need a deep lying playmaker. So that's what we're gonna do for today. Opposition instructions. Honestly, I don't know what to do about that guy. He'll run away from his defender anyway. We can try to tight mark him, and he's not match fit. So that might be in our favor. The same goes for this one. He'll lose his defender frequently if we let the ball through to him. So formation-wise, Broholm maybe looks like he'll be the go-to player here. That's a strong sample of stats in this lineup. I have no idea how we won that 3-0 in the last friendly. They probably feel that they're UFT. So yeah. This guy, he's not that good with passing. But they're all certainly a threat. Fast crossing isn't that great, but great off the ball movement. What's he doing? He's not very strong, but has good dribbling. So hard tackling is well, risky. He'd probably fall more often than not, and we'd get some free kicks against us. Those are all really good players. Well, I certainly expect to lose this one. But, well, it's lacking match sharpness. Yeah, he'll be fine. We can always substitute him. Now, given that this is the first season game, we'll probably have a look at least at comprehensive highlights. I want to follow this a bit more closely. If it goes really bad, I might switch to live performance and have a look at it from time to time. Or if we're losing, clearly losing, and there's nothing to do about it, we might skip over it. Okay, so we're definitely underdogs. There's nobody that's really nervous for now. But still, we got some relaxation out of flag guard. This one is making his debut. Anyone else making his debut? Holstrom is. Yeah, easing pressure is a good idea in that case. Do I buy the striker with okay stats, finishing 16 but only scored 16 in 122 games? Depends a bit on how you feel your field your striker. What kind of striker is it? If this is a I don't know if this is a target forward who is more of in a supporting striker role, finishing 16 doesn't matter much. If this is your go-to poacher in Premier League, you want it to be 20, obviously. So yeah. Also, the stats don't look good either, but you don't know how his last employer fielded him. If he's been playing, I don't know, in a unacceptable role or against relegation all the time or stuff like that, that might influence the score a lot. And well, potential is always important, but keep in mind that not all potential is realized. On the other hand, you got a very good sample of circumstances going on there with Premier League club, right? Quite opposed to this setup here. Okay, so let's get back to the match. The rest of them are all squad members that have been around last season. Okay. Well, it sounds good to me. At the end of the day, it's about the entire sample of the player. Maybe he will get injured a lot. Some things you can't control, and the same goes for personality. If you've got someone to shape him into a really good player personality-wise, you could take the gamble. On the other hand, think about it from a business perspective. If you are sure you can make some money with this guy, even if he doesn't perform in first team or as a bench player, it's still good business to sign him. On the other hand, if you pay a high fee up front, maybe not. Okay, so I trust them all. Let's see how we're doing here. Well, okay, scouts always say sign him as a priority if there's any potential to be had. Yeah, blame the scouts. Okay, gotta be careful here. I don't want key highlights, I want comprehensive highlights at least. Let's have a look how it goes. So technically, I'm always open to suggestions. There's always something you don't see when watching the game. Gets the ball in just nicely, and there's a finish, just like we planned it. So that went well. And somebody gained a yellow card. Who is it? I'll say it. Okay. I can't do much about that. We could try to overlap on that side a bit more, but for the time being, we're just trying not to concede. So also, we're creating chances for one reason or another. 2 minor chances created so far, and we got a corner going for us. Guillermo got to the ball, and there's the clearance. We're not controlling possession by any stretch. 37% is really bad, but we're controlling the game, it seems. So far, at least. Oh. He's a really bad header, but I would really have loved if he had made that. What's his heading like? Yeah, with 5 points of heading, that's as close as he will get. I don't think we'll see a much better header from Skillermo all over the season. Nice tackle. And there's the long ball. Not a foul. Come on, put it in. There it is. So, I asked 2 questions in the announcement of the stream. Who will score our first goal? And will we keep a clean sheet? Well, we can answer one of the 2 questions. The first goal of the season is going to Oliver Swan. And I'm very happy with that, and I hope he'll score another few throughout the season. well, if they don't want to sell veggie, there's not much you can do, right? I'm especially happy about Oliver Swan scoring that goal because I think he has solid potential. He's got a nice rounded setup of stats, so he's destined to be our go-to squad member for most of the season. And he got the ball there. He won it. Come on, time the long ball. Yeah, perfectly. Opened up the space, dribbling in. Is it a penalty? It's just a corner. Whew. But yeah, as you can see, this is looking dangerous. We're doing fine here. So far, at least. Vikberg didn't get into the space to get to a header. Come on, get in another one. And there's nobody there. In this kind of situation, I'm always a bit curious about what to shout from the byline. On the one hand, I'm happy with him. Yes, that's great. Obviously, in real life, it's not good if somebody's injured, but I'm always happy if someone needs to come off in the opposing team, just because it reduces the options from the bench. Wonderful defending. Forsell keeps the ball. Come on, Tillander, go. Oh, well. She brought that in. Second goal of the game. Wonderful. Assist by Oliver Swan, and Holmström made his goal-scoring debut. I'm really happy with that. Considering the opponent's attribute setup, that's, well, must have to do with tactics and a lack of tactical habit, I guess, by the opponent. And we'll have to go back and to rewatch, but I think one of the two, the second goal was scored or was created over the flank. Well, you might argue it was created in the half spaces. Like here in front of the goal, and then going deep into the penalty area. The other one was created through the middle, I think. There's the first chance for the opponent, but expected goal-wise, we're looking also really great. And now we can basically go on and park the bus, just like we do like we did for the entire game, more or less. And just hope to see it through. I know it's 60 minutes to go. It's not an easy one. Sadly, he doesn't win the header. That would have opened up a lot of space. And he wins the ball. Happy to have fielded him. That's well, okay. Fine. He's keeping possession. So I won't be angry about that. That was a risky pass. Skillermo taking the ball down. Ah, you gotta make those. It was a good chance. Arsason, but the flank doesn't find the head of Holmström. Momentum-wise, as you can see, we're looking just fine. That's basically confirms our feeling about that. And my own team is pushing up to a degree, even though I told them to be defensively minded about it. I think I mentioned this yesterday already. It's a bit weird to me. Come on, win the ball. There'll probably be a long ball at some point. No, Tillander is winning the ball. right at the flank. Nice cross to get to the other side of the pitch, and a shot. Was a nice effort. I'll always be happy with a player taking the shot in these situations. It's better than nothing. And well, he wasn't far off. Okay, so 2-0 up. That's great. We've created a lot. Well, I think it was 7 chances created. But for what I've expected, we created a lot. The scoreboard is nice. Yeah, I think it's just a more neutral. I'm happy with that. They didn't create that much, for my taste. So positively chuffed. I think 8.0. 1 chance created and 1 goal, if I'm not mistaken, is a really good performance. Yeah. Okay, is there anyone that's not playing good? Forcell is on a 6.7. That's not... I don't want to criticize him just yet. These two, on the other hand, on 6.6, while they might have held defensively, I'm not happy with that performance. I think it's okay to mount some pressure in this situation. So I'll tell them to get it together, and they reacted positively, fired up in both cases. So let's hope that they bring something to the table, or to the pitch in this case, for the other 45 minutes. If you look at our defensive line, it's a bit shaky with the composition or the positioning. We might want to have a look at that too in the future. Okay, he's alone there, but he can certainly hold the ball. Very good pass. And that's just wonderful. Nah. Didn't manage to control the ball well enough. That would have been definitely a good chance. Nice tackle. So even though Forcell's rating doesn't look good, we already witnessed at least 2 nice tackles. Keep in mind he's playing as a box-to-box midfielder, so his performance is determined by his work rate mostly, not so much by his technicals and stuff. In that case, maybe Forcell should have taken the shot. On the other hand, yeah, he's not a great shooter. Corner comes in. Hallström doesn't jump. Hilander skips past his man. Come on. What a waste of a pass. But he won it back. At least for a moment. And now we're sitting deeper. Gotta mix that. I don't know. That's a difficult question. Do I want Tillander to go with all set in this situation, or do I want him to remain with Skork? Let's have a look at their stats, because I don't want to concede anytime soon. They have solid crossing, as it seems. Yeah. So it's okay if he remains with the wing back. if the fullbacks or wingbacks in this situation would have had really bad crossing, maybe I would have told him to go double on the winger in the 4-4-2. Ooh, there's a lot of space there. Whew. Can't let that happen. Okay, was an offside. Good passing, even better passing. Wow. I didn't expect that one. It was a nice shot. Failed to hit the target, sadly, but it was a good shot. We're in minute 64 now. While I might introduce a few new members to the pitch, I think they're doing fine so far, and I'm worried about complacency from the bench players. So let's praise them for the time being and hope they continue performing. But if anyone is running out of steam, endurance-wise, we have to change that. He's certainly a threat, that all said. We had a look at him earlier, and yeah, that dribbling certainly shows. That looked a lot closer here than the result implies. Okay, so we're in minute 72. Okay, let's have a look at that cross first. Come on. Who are you? Moreira da Silva. He was way out of position for a moment. Nah. But look at the commitment now. How far they've pushed up. That's one long ball, and we got the game definitely covered. Okay, so as you can see, Isaac Al-Holstrom is through. He's happy. He scored his debut goal, but there's definitely not much left in the tank. So I'll drop in Robertson here. Given that we're in minute 75, I have to trust that my other players see the game through. Skilermo did make he had a decent match so far. Bergman would be a good replacement there. But I'm more concerned about the defensive performance of some of these guys, especially Wickberg. So we'll get Wickberg off the pitch. Moreira da Silva didn't have a great performance either, so Shabanach can come onto the pitch. And let's hope that these two, given that they are fresh, will do a better job. And we definitely want to have the result intact. Let's try this. Tilander for Moreira da Silva. Do we get a cross in? No, that looks like a pass. Dribbling through the center of the pitch. And that's a shot. Alright, I was hoping for the pass, but shot is fine. Chance got created. We have 2 additional substitutions, if I'm not mistaken. At least it was the way. This was the way the league below. There's 5 substitutions, if I remember that correctly. That was close. And the opponent is going more attacking. Yeah, they will try to pile on the pressure. Again with the cross here. So we face another corner. And we were lucky there. Planestrand certainly might have catched that one. I'm not too happy with that decision. Okay, 4 minutes to go. Let's make some changes just to waste time. Given that Eggman... Well, actually, we should probably change things up from a fitness perspective. So let's put Eggman and Farah in. There was a good chance. That dribbling through the center of the pitch certainly works. We created loads of chances that way in this game. So minute 87, we got another corner. Keep in mind, no, we didn't train corners yet, attacking corners, but we will have trained attacking corners for, I think, next game or the one after. So Skolomra and Tillander are tired. Obviously they worked hard on the flanks, but there's nobody to. There's no more changes to be made. And we can probably waste time wherever possible now. Come on. No, he's too tired. In a very sharp and match fit situation, he would probably have outran his defender there. But yeah, they're happy to see the game through. The entire defense way out of shape. Great. Hits the post. We got really lucky in that situation. And that comes to nothing. Fantastic. That should do it. Fantastic. That's the end of the game. So we created 11 chances. Opponent created 6. Most of those chances were created in the second half. They were basically asleep in the first half of the game, and the first half of the game won us this game too. So whilst I'm happy with the overall performance, second half wasn't great. We gotta be honest to ourselves about that. And I think this is really well done. So, is there anyone to criticize or to praise this in particular? Probably Vic Berg. With his performance, we can't be happy. I'll need to have a look into the performance in detail to know what's influences in this bad rating. But in those both cases, actually Moreira da Silva too. I think it's acceptable to tell them that they weren't at their best. Maybe they react badly. We'll see. Little emotion, motivated and inspired, and still delighted. So yeah. In Stolz's situation, probably it was a net negative, but Moreira da Silva, it's definitely a positive. And well, Oliver Swan made this game. I think that's. He was really good, and I think we should congratulate Holstrom for scoring on his debut. Yeah, he did play well. Same for Scalermo. Oh, he made his debut too. True, he wasn't around last season. Forcell didn't play that well. Yeah. Okay, so we got that covered. Goalkeeper did a good job too, but I can't congratulate everyone on an individual basis. At some point, they will be annoyed by all the individual talks here. Okay, this is our first result. We're on the second place in the table. Let's just keep it there to not be relegated. It's an hour and 10 minutes into the stream. I'll make this. I'll try to make it to the second game too. But I'm going for a toilet break for a moment and leave it with you. I'll be back in a minute or two. All right, we're back. Sorry that took a while. I had to grab some food too. I'm really hungry. Probably a lesson for tomorrow. Need to eat before you stream. Okay. Yeah. We got the result we wanted. Actually, I couldn't be happier about that. We didn't concede. 6 chances created by the opponent. That's fine, considering the quality they fielded. So, yeah. I'm happy. That's a lot of journalists. 4 people. Why? Okay. Did he? Who are you to talk about us in that way? Well... I think that's the one. I actually think we can beat anybody at some point. But yeah. Oh, that's negative. That has to be satisfying for us, definitely. What's my thought? They didn't have a single shot on target. I didn't even notice that. And about the 4 journalists in Sweden, these are probably all the journalists that are in the entirety of Sweden that are interested in football. Also, 2 of them are of the same paper. No, that's a free press. No, never mind. So these are all different news sources that I don't know about. But how pleasing was Kevin Glennestrand's debut performance? Well, he certainly performed well. We will always agree that hard work is necessary. And we've been linked with a move for a central defender, Patrick Fror Petkursson. I don't know him. He's Icelandic. Not that it matters much. Capped at U18 level, which is great. 25 per week. Why not? Let's offer him a trial. Thanks for the suggestion, dear press. But yeah, that press conference doesn't go well. Well, as to the why, I'm actually not sure. Al Holstrom ends his goal drove. Swan impresses, obviously. He's happy of my support, great. That's exactly what I want to see. So we're in second place. Wonderful. And player of the week is Kevin Ali, which I have no idea about who that is. Great. I got some food, now I only have to eat it. Okay. Flagguard is still unhappy about the sale of Abdullah Mboob. Or Mbob, I don't know. This promise has succeeded because he's got his shirt number. Flagguard so far is delighted with the youth players' performances. All these promises for the training facilities. I mean, obviously we can try. And they will say no, because there is no cash to be had in this club. If for some freak reason they'd upgrade the facilities, I'd fulfill like 6 promises all at once. They rejected our trial offer outside the scouting scope. We'll try to give him. Let's try to get him on a 1-week trial, but they'll probably reject that too. I'm not sure if time influences the acceptance of these things. Okay. No. And there's the season ticket sales. 33 season tickets! Yeah, well, moving up the league certainly has its perks. So this might be the only month of the entire season that we actually are in the right numbers here. We'll have to wait and see. Next opponent. So, obviously they lost their first game. Nice colors. Anyway, or lack of colors. But yeah, they lost their first game against Tabby FK. And now they're faced with us. So we're playing on their ground. Obviously, we'll try to park the bus. Same we did last time. Well, 33 is for a club this size. It is a lot of season tickets. What's the price on a season ticket? So we can judge the difference. We'll be like, I don't know, season ticket. I think we found that in supporters, right? Something here. It's still not there. I'm not sure. Season ticket holders 33. Yeah, we know. I don't know about the cash. Where can I find it? Income, season tickets. This season. 3,299. That means a season ticket is €110. Can that be true? Also, somebody got it for €1 less. Maybe, I don't know, wheelchair user or something, or some other person that is up for a rebate. But yeah, 110 euros per season ticket. That's not too bad. Especially consider the comparison to Dead Peak here. That's not alone the difference that's not the difference in sales alone. That's also a difference in price. So yeah, some cash has been coming in. And I also want to see gate receipts, but it's too early to tell. But this season we got in quite a few euros already in gate receipts compared to last season. So probably finances will be fine, the way we were going on about it. And maybe we can splash some cash mid-season or at the start of next season. On the other hand, if we manage to win to win the league, if we manage to hold the league, the players will probably need another contract. And contract renewals, just like Bayern and Musiala begin here, they tend to be expensive once a performance has been fine. So I gotta increase wage for basically the entire squad at some point. Patrick Bergwall has made improvements to his game. That is great. But his finishing is still atrocious. But maybe his physicals will get in line at some point. Mentals he will probably learn during playing time, or just with age, I'd say. But no, technicals are really bad. So let's try to put him on shooting training. Get his finishing at least somewhere. Let's see. He's also a bad dribbler, so there's no way for him to round the keeper or something like that. Eric Robertson doesn't want to work on his strength anymore. Why? It's very important to your role. Well, final third it is. Just for comparison, Veggie, how many season tickets did you sell with your Premier League club this season? Well, it was rejected due to the financial situation. Not a surprise. How has training been? Eggman and Svensson are both looking bad in training. Let's criticize those. Won't take long before they're moaning that I'm criticizing them too often. 12k? Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's certainly nice to see. I mean, that's a luxury problem, right? Most of your revenue is probably coming from TV income. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, if you've got the cash, they will probably not expand it even if it's full for the entire season, just because there's no money. So at some point you'll need to have you'll need to get some spare cash to the side. Well, I guess with managing of a football manager club, just like in real life as a private person, you want to have some sort of emergency budget and some long-term income, and that's basically the same as in private finance and in football manager. It's just a form of risk management, I think. And with the income, with the source of income, in this case, for example, it could be player sales or getting players out on loan that earn some cash for the club. If that stream of income exists, at some point you'll be able to afford the extension, probably, the expansion of the stadium. And for the additional viewers, very welcome to my stream. Hi, welcome back. I hope I didn't start too early for you. Nice to see you. So all to recap, we did do our last game, and Oliver's one scored on our first game. Sorry, on our first game, and we got off to a. You had me at work. Nope, Zlatan has not signed yet. Sorry, but we got off to a 2-0 start in the first game of the season. So we got 3 points in the league already, and there's 32 points to go until we are not relegated. And that's all there is about it. So yeah, that's our primary goal now. This is the press conference for the next game. We're playing on their ground, so we'll probably park the bus again. And yes, he's a game changer. I'm very happy with him. I agree with that. That's not much of a press conference. 2 questions, both boring. I don't think you've been around at that time. So no, my team can't afford a bus, obviously. But we sold 33 season tickets. That's 110. No, it's 100 euros per season ticket, if I'm not mistaken. We just had a look at it. That's up quite a bit from I think from 21 last season. So there is some cash coming in. We'll have to wait and see. Well, now the stadium actually holds a lot of people. I think there are not enough people in the city. But I'm gonna have a look, especially for you here. Club information, general, no, it's facilities. So, first of all, stadium's not ours. We're paying rent. Then it has a capacity of 2,500. It's ancient. We can be happy that it hasn't been bombed in World War II. And just to be Ytterhogdals. Ytterhogdal. Just to be frank about it, Ytterhogdal, I probably butchered the pronunciation there. Ytterhogdal has No, that's not it. I thought I found the population numbers. Well, Ytterhogdal had 534 people in 2010. So even if it grew a bit, it definitely can't fill a stadium of 2,500. Um, this is as close as it gets to season tickets sales, or as much as it gets. Um, Basically, a lot of people in the community are already coming to the stadium. Yeah, there's always gonna be some people that are just unable to come or unwilling because well, it's football. Nobody cares about football, so there's that. But considering the size of the municipality, it is, uh, yeah, or the county, it's definitely a lot of people in the stadium. Okay, so we should probably have a look at the tactics and the way Sol and Tuna FK are playing the game, and hopefully they don't have a squad consisting of players that are as strong as the last one. So maybe we can get another point. We might have to rotate a bit because fixtures are a bit more congested here. That's something quite funny. I think for this half of the season, there's a few games early in the season which are quite close to each other, and then there's a regular schedule of one game per week. So in the second transfer window, we will probably try to get rid of some players if things are going well, just from a financial point of view. Not on a permanent basis, but maybe on a loan basis. Loan this one out, get the season through, optimize cash flow. Okay, so promotion pass. Well, we're second place in the league right now after that first win, which is totally meaningful. So yeah, I don't think it will happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Uh, who played last game? Because they both recovered nicely. The fact that I don't know who played last game doesn't speak for the performance. You did. And it was a 6.5. So there's a few things to do here. First and foremost, that's too good of a rating to give him a warning, but I'm not happy with that performance. Let's have a look as to why that is. Tackling was fine, heading was fine, interceptions were alright, passing isn't that great, and he certainly didn't make an impact in the offense. So let's criticize him for the lack of chances created. And he accepts that. Fair enough, there has been one key pass, but he didn't create a lot of chances. We expected that from a wingback, even if working defensively. And now Farah will probably get his chance to show what he can do. Hostalled, training-wise, not better. Okay, so this decision is an easy one. The other few... Well, Brand Strand has been doing very well. Fleckard and Wickberg, not so much. Fleckard has been doing fine here, especially the heading. I think I mentioned that in an earlier stream. Fleckard is really a good header. At least If you look at these performances, that's a lot of one headers. So it's always easy to praise him for that. Problem is he's unhappy with the sale of Bob, so he won't gain any morale anytime soon. Wickberg, on the other hand, we substituted. He'll definitely get his official warning. With that performance, passing has been poor, not much tackles, heading has been alright. I'm somewhat reluctant to speak to him about any of this. Maybe his defensive performance overall, but I mean we didn't concede a goal, so the most likely aspect of his game to criticize is passing. For a defender, on the other hand, that's not that bad. So I'm gonna refrain from talking to him for the time being. I don't want to upset him. Farah wasn't in the squad. Otherson had a solid game. Not much in terms of creative presence, but passing was fine. And honestly, from of a defensive midfielder, that's all I want. So let's praise him for that. Quality of chances, he didn't create any chances. Probably this one. Yeah, he's happy with his passing too. Fine. So next up there's Swan, who had a fantastic game. Actually, was not involved in that much of the passing. Might be interesting to look at the heat map in that sense, but he certainly drove into the spaces. So he did what we expect of him, and well, he made a goal. Only 2 key passes. I think we'll still praise him for his passing actually, just because it's the safest bet here in a dialogue. Let's praise him in general. So now our captain has perfect morale. That's what we want. Forsell is our vice captain. Same here. He didn't have a good game, specifically, but his passing is fine. So actually we can do two things at once. We can praise him for his passing, which is great, and we can criticize him at the same time for the way that he didn't create anything. And he'll accept both. That's a bit counterintuitive, but well, a specific feedback to a performance actually works in Football Manager most of the time. Holmström, did we already give you feedback for your performance? 7.6, passing hasn't been that great, created 2 chances, heading was so-so. He did score, maybe we can praise him for scoring. Yeah. We'll just praise him for scoring. And our striker is in perfect mood too. What about Talander? We forgot him. He's created 2 chances, missed 3 passes of 22, and that's not much. His heading was atrocious, obviously. So it's probably a good idea to praise his passing in this case. Yeah, he accepts that. And for the rest of it, 2 key passes is not that much. I might be able to criticize him actually for that. But on the other hand, well, we did manage to win the game. So that's fine. I probably won't be able to criticize him for heading just because it's not a key component of his game. Who played left wing? Skillermo did. In Skillermo's case, he managed to get an assist. Heading wasn't great, but I think we can praise him for the assist in this case. No. In this case, I think 7.6 rating. It was his debut. He had a great first performance, so we'll praise him for that. And did we forget anyone? No, I think that's it. The others didn't impact the game too much, so not much to tell him. But overall, that should improve mood in the squad. So individual talks are in Football Manager, I think, as relevant as in real life. If you've ever managed a team, I'm not gonna praise myself for the win. How are they saying? I'm not gonna count my chickens just yet. The things in Football Manager can go badly very fast. So I'm gonna praise myself after we reach the 35. 35 points, if that's fine by you. Yeah, it's got some sort of a self-fulfilling promise dynamic, and one could argue that this is akin to real life. If you think about, I mean, I know this from software development. If you think about team compositions in I won't get promoted this season for sure. I don't think that's that's realistic. So let's look at the training anyway. Bergman didn't train well. As long as he's not training well and Skilamo is playing that way, there's no way Bergman will earn a place in the squad. But as I was going on about it, sometimes you have like one person in a team that doesn't fit, or two, and this person is dragging down the entire team. Sometimes it's so-so. It works a bit. It works just fine, despite a person being unhappy. In this case, that's the case with Flag Guard. But these things tend to escalate. One person not happy with the wage. You keep that person around. You don't pay that person on an acceptable level. Person starts moaning, rest of the team starts moaning too. And I happen to see that in real life from time to time too. People just want to see some sort of progression, I think. Okay, Nogoma for the benches, I think is a fine choice. Stoll for the bench as well, and Shabanach too. Hagedal, actually, I think he should train really. He really should perform better in training. How was Flackguard's last game? It was a 7.5. So there's no reason to drop him. Wickberg, on the other hand, didn't have a good game. His training isn't that great either. Ngoma, on the other hand, did train well, slightly bit better. So let's give Hagedal the spot. Wickberg will get some place, not on the bench, but for watching the game and thinking about his training performances. And in midfield, we got the choice again. Robertson did nothing to call home about. Same with Kulasic. Theo Lind is trying to run to get to some degree of knowledge about his position as a shadow striker. He's not in the habit to play this. Bergman trained badly. Oberg trained badly. Svensson even worse. Ekman had some minutes on the pitch, but training was poor. So, yeah. we can basically go about it as we want. I'll take Bergman with me for the flexibility. Dobrev, I'm not sure. Maybe. No. We need a. Let's look. Let's have a look at that match fitness. Or sharpness. Sorry. From a sharpness perspective, I'd want Arberg to gain some sharpness. That said, maybe we can play him in the U19th. And Robertson is in a good mood, so let's stick to him. Alright, before we go to the fixture, let's have a look at their tactics and stuff. So, they're mirroring our formation, usually. That's a very, very physical striker. We'll have some problems with that if he gets the ball. Same for... They're all good players. That's something I notice a lot in the Swedish save. Players, generally speaking, are very good. How's the manager? He likes to control possession in this kind of game. So, okay, let's give him possession. I don't care about possession. Let's try to give him possession. And in this formation, we're trying to win the ball anyway. For next match only. The weakness of this kind of formation is the lack of presence in the penalty area. So, if we can put a lot of pressure on midfield, he doesn't have too great off the ball movement, so let's man mark this guy. And, well, this is a very rounded player, but let's still try to press him. Same with the wingers. So we're trying to man mark one guy, press the other three once the ball moves into a certain space on the pitch. And we're hoping that there will be no supply for Christofferson, which is somebody who tries to beat the offside trap. There's no offside trap to be beat in our case. Will probably be with a lower defensive line for most of the game. And yes, I'm happy with that. Somebody's offended. Well, what shall we do? They're stronger. There are no stronger players in our squad for this position. So let's go. That seems to inspire him at least a bit. Can we... I really don't know why they removed the shortcuts there. Want to see more of the same here. Same here. Forsell didn't have a good game. Skillermo did though. And he did too. But reaction hasn't been that great. The rest of them, I think Flackard or Hargedal. I always confuse those two. Yeah. Oh, 50 is the Ytterhogdals performance, so we'll praise him for that. Great. And in case of the others, I want them to make a difference. Depending on how it goes, this might these two formations might cancel each other out. If we have to go into a more attacking attitude at some point, we will try to overlap. Because the weakness of this formation is obviously on the flanks, defensively speaking. It's also dangerous to overlap against this kind of formation, but yeah. Say we concede a goal and are 1 down, we'll have not much of a choice. There's one of their players that got a yellow card. One of the central defenders. So that's certainly in our favor. And Dada Silva has his name taken too. So we'll tell him to ease off tackles for the time being. And that probably means that we'll replace him at some point just to reduce the risk. There's Guillermo. Puts the pass to the flank, and Tillander slows it down. There's a cross. Is this an offside? It is an offside. Flag out of the clearance. Tillander clears it to the middle of the pitch. You can also see there that the pitch is quite narrow. That certainly will have an impact. Well, bad discipline. A yellow in 6 minutes. Nah, that stuff happens. We'll be fine, I'm sure. Yeah, it does. Ah, he took the shot. In this case, there were 2 players in the middle. It's really bad luck that the deflection didn't come to one of their one of their feet. But it was a solid chance. And I'm not sure about Tillander's position with corners there. That's the worst thing about a football manager is probably dealing with corners. So this is the right hand corner. Yeah, mixed. I don't want this to be mixed. And this is some sort of confusion going on here too. I want a defender attacking that post. This guy, attacking midfielder right. So he's left-footed in my formation. He can probably come short. Maybe he draws out a defender. This guy, bad long shots. Same here. Can he attack the ball? That's better. I mean, his finishing is bad, but yeah. And for him, let him just stay back if needed. Nah. He's not good as someone marking the keeper, but we can mix it up like this. Okay, so let's keep it that way. I'll probably have to deal with corners at some point. That's a really boring part of the game in some way. In another way, it has quite the impact. There's a lot of corners all over a season. So we should probably have a look at that and have some ideas. Especially considering that we have a few players that are great in size and also have some decent heading. But the most important part obviously is that we don't concede after corners, so yeah. That's something to think about. Okay. Swan did pick up a yellow card too. Please ease off tackles too. Maybe if we don't get relegated, Zlatan Ibrahimovic will play for us next season. True. He'll probably retire or, I don't know, start his career as a staff member. Well, not probably. He can certainly try buy the club and probably the entire village along with it. I mean, 500 souls in the entire. Well, you can't call that a city. So. He slowed it down a lot, and that ball was a village of Zlatan. They'll rename it afterwards, yeah. It will be called the Village of Zlatan, formerly known as Ytterhogdal in Sweden. In all honesty, I have no idea how to pronounce Ytterhogdal. I should probably look that up. It's I might have butchered that name like I don't know 50 times since I started streaming now. Yes, wonderful error on defense, and I finished it. Well, didn't hit the target. We'll encourage him here. It's their pitch after all. Fans are against us. There's probably one person with a trumpet or with I don't know, two sticks drumming on one of the seats made from some sort of elk antler or something like that. That's our fan. Come on! Don't give away a penalty. Ah, that was close. Whew. Can't let him shoot like that. Historically speaking, I'm not sure how good authoritarian regimes worked out. So we should probably not be supportive of that. Throw in by Farah. Goes back to Asarsan. Come on. So with a pass back to Hagedal. And he takes the long ball. Somebody might have been out of position there. Exactly. So it's not an offside. But they're still not gaining much space. Yeah, I was always scared, to be honest. Yes! There it is. Reason to be scared. We got a penalty. So who's gonna shoot it? Forsell is gonna shoot it. Come on. Hammered it in. Great. And that's the first goal of the season for Nikla Forsell. Is it Nikla? Nilja. Yeah. You definitely jinxed it by calling that one. So you gotta stick around to grant us some penalties so we don't get relegated. Sorry, you're in our employment now. I probably know who that one fan on the stands is with the elk antlers drumming on the seats. For promotion. Well, one certainly can't argue with your ambition, that's for sure. You got that going for you. Still second place in the league after scoring that one. Who knows? Maybe if we do well for the entire season, there'll be a second person coming along for the away games. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that penalty definitely was well received. on our end. Ah, no, don't give him a chance. Oh, okay, that was easy to get to. But defensively speaking, they're creating too much for my taste. That said, there's not much to do about it. We're already trying to park the bus. The only thing I could do is switch mentality to even more defensive mentality. But honestly, I don't want to. There has to be some degree of threat to score on the counter. I'm not gonna park the bus entirely on a 0-1. Yeah, let's just put it that way. We created more chances than they did, even though quality has been poor on both sides. So given that we're up front, we can probably roll the dice here. I mean, if it turns out 50-50, and yeah, we may end up with a draw or something like that, or even worse. But I don't think it's the wrong decision. Even if the outcome doesn't suffice at the end of the day. We've not created loads. It's just pleased, confident, composed, blah blah. I think things are going well, but they are capable of even better. And they accepted it. So Oliver Swan's performance, I think it's I'm not sure about that. On one hand, I want him to perform in the match. 6.5 isn't good. On the other hand, he's on a yellow card. But I think it's acceptable to tell him to get it together. Now he loses confidence. Great. So that was obviously the wrong choice. He needs to avoid getting another yellow card. He's not playing well either. 6.5 it is. Same can be said about Telander. So we... You're welcome to bring along everybody. There's enough space in the stadium, so I'll even get you a free season ticket. There's enough space to be had. He should get it together too, and he's fired up. So some of them accept critical feedback. Yeah, let's not be too critical towards the rest. Maybe say for Cell that his game has been well. Yeah. You're certainly helping out the stream by sticking around here. So yeah, I'm happy to have you here. Oh, that's... It looked like a more dangerous long ball than it actually was. So, Swan hasn't performing. Team talk didn't go well. Let's encourage him and hope for the best. If encouraging him doesn't work either, I'll probably get him off the pitch sooner rather than later. He might be our key player and captain, but if the captain doesn't perform, it might drag down the entire team. I don't want that. And uninterested after feedback. You know what? You don't have to play. So, how are we dropping onto the pitch? Auberg on one hand might be an acceptable choice. As a Metzala, attacking duty. He's not great at it, but that's probably has to do with him lacking attributes all over the place. Bergman, on the other hand, is a better Metzala, but his scoring skills are really bad. finishing in long shots are really not good. So I wouldn't want him on the pitch in that central role. So let's go with the youth. And reduce the ease of tackles instructions, and he should definitely shoot more often. Basically want him to shoot him from all over the place. Actually, we might want to shoot the entire time, to shoot on side now. Just because a second goal will change the game entirely. If we hit one by accident or with some freak long shot, game's basically through. So we're willing to roll the dice on that and want more chances. He can definitely be the game changer in this situation. And due to the fact that Swan wasn't performing that well, that's his chance to get into the squad. Well headed. Nice assist, probably. Nah. It's a corner. So Swan's out. Farah will take the corner now. Nice header. Was close. That's how I want this to go. Near post corners usually work. In basically every instance of Football Manager, near post corners work to some degree. That's a wonderful free kick if we get it. Ah, he's injured. Oh no. Yellow card, and we probably have to switch Skillermo. Potential foot injury. Sorry. So he's still on the pitch, but yeah, we'll have to make a substitution there. Let's get Bergman on the pitch. Bergman is less of a scoring player. We'll just have to deal with it. Nah, not really. I mean, he's not carrying the team to victory. Where was his performance? Let's have a look. Nah, definitely not. Skillermo is on a 6.7 rating, didn't do much. So, I don't think so. But I love the optimism. Cross comes in. That's a bad clearance. Oh, he took the shot. That was close. I don't rule with an iron fist. I reward performance, hard work. Harburg with the ball, doesn't get a cross in, but we get another corner. And Moreira de Silva has been doing well, considering the circumstances. Also, the opponent has failed to create many chances in the second half of the game. Again, someone put his head in before one of our players did. It's a long ball by the keeper, and we gain possession. Sure, by accident. That was a, well, emergency clearance. Well, not clearance, clearing, I'd say. If we have a look at that, the kind of pressing certainly works. Sarkovic and Worts, I don't know, have their time on the ball. Nobody cares about that. The other two, the central midfielders, they're pressed relentlessly. Bergman is still fresh, took the shot. Just kill the fly. or mosquito, or whatever it's called. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're well in control for now. Blanistrand with a long ball for the target man. Ah, he's already on a yellow. Come on. Was a wrong foot too. But they're certainly trying to get their chances. So it's probably a bit soon to praise them. And Tillander isn't doing well. Shabanac has very good morale. And given that Moreira da Silva is on a yellow card, we should make that substitution. I don't have another winger on the bench, so even though Tillander's performance isn't good, yeah, he'll need to see this through. Good defending. We might have kept Moreira da Silva in. There certainly was some power behind that shot, but again, 0 shots on target so far. Losing the heading in midfield here, but the pressure is certainly mounting. Come on, close it down. Again with the long shot. "70 minutes into the game. Still up 1 goal. 75. No chances created so far. They're still playing the same formation as it seems. One of the players got another card. And that was dangerous. Arbak for Tillander. Shabanac is overlapping, despite tactical instructions. Didn't find a cross to the center. And there's the long ball for Arbak. Can he put it in? No, not even a corner. Slikar is really tired, so Ngoma will make an appearance here. Oh, I cannot make more substitutions. Is it only 3 here? Why? Is this a cup game? Is it only 3 substitutions in the entire league? I'm not sure. I will have a look later on. Well, then that's it. 3 minutes to go. Let's try to wind the clock down. So we can see the corner here. Might be dangerous. Everybody back in the own penalty. I did make subs 1 by 1, yeah. Ah, that's a problem. You're right. I'm only allowed to substitute 5 people, but yeah, exactly 3 stoppages. Yeah, you're correct. So that's my fault. True. Thanks. That's it. It's also how I'm used it in this league. Yeah, all right. No. And he got to the ball. There were acres of spaces there. I'm not sure. It's I think it's league specific. There are a lot of weird leagues in this game. And he made it! Perfect. Substitute Bergman scores. It's offside. Nah. That was really close. 2 minutes to go. Can Holstrom hold on to the ball? Come on, concede a corner. He doesn't. Just trying to hold on to the ball. Tillander dribbles through the center of the pitch. Back with the central defenders. Just look at how much they're pushing up. Long ball for Bergman, who doesn't win the header. Central defender out of position, and we concede another long shot, but not a goal. Can we get the 3 points today? He's certainly wasting time, like we told him so to do. Just look at the composition of Holstrom. He's gonna go straight to the ice bucket after this game. Forsell wins the ball. Tillander dribbles with it. Pass wasn't too bad. Well, yeah, true. But I think Ytterhogdals is not close to the ocean in Sweden. I looked it up. It's I think in the middle somewhere. So there's nothing but forest and 3 elks there, I think. Well, I don't want to be condescending. Obviously, it's probably a proud village or something. But I have no idea about it. So, we made it. Yeah. It's, that's one of 5 houses there? No, I don't know. It's, they probably have some sort of, I don't know, calmness and solitude. So, we substituted Guillermo due to the injury. And Swan and Da Silva for the same reason. Yeah. Might be. I'll probably look up some pictures at some point. But Wikipedia says there is a church there. And, well, it looks like a small church. And climate-wise, record high is 32.9 degrees Celsius. That's 91.2 degrees Fahrenheit for our Freedom Unit loving neighbors from America. And yeah, there's record lows too in the minus 40 degrees and something. It's it can get really cold out there. So I don't want to imagine my players playing in these sort of circumstances. But yeah, I'm happy with that performance too. 29 points to go. That certainly answers a few questions. We didn't concede for the first 2 games. Great start into the season. Happy with that. So now that we're on a run, we just gotta keep it going. Maybe. On the other hand, I'm not sure how ice skates perform on well, what was formerly known as a football pitch. Yeah, promotion. Yeah, with 6 points, 2 games into the league, and the entire fan base of this club that has been present for our games is already moaning about promotion, and I still don't think it's realistic. Gotta keep expectations to a certain level. Should be on an acceptable level. And thanks for the follow, Split Biff. You're welcome to communicate with us anytime and ask questions. I don't know. Give us some feedback. Tell me what I did wrong. That's I always appreciate that. Happy to have you. Third division Sweden it is. We got promoted from the fourth. Yes. So last season we accidentally got promoted, saw it through in some sort of last-ditch effort, and now we are completely out of our mind and out of place in this league. This financially, skill-wise, this is we're no match for the entire league. So we gotta see some sort of well, holding the league through in this situation. As I mentioned in the stream, the village is really tiny. This club has no reason to be here. And in all honesty, this club has no reason to be in the fourth division in Sweden either. Well, we have to turn around every euro and try to make the most of it. If I try to sign anyone, they all want better training facilities. Ytterhogdal. I'll just link the Wikipedia article because I have no idea what this what this club is about or anything else. I know publicly available information, and also I probably butchered the name real hard. So I'll ask Google Translate now about the pronunciation of Ytterhogdal. That's Swedish, yes.
Ytterhogdal.
Okay. It's Ytterhogdal, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's what Google Translate says. So, Ytterhogdal it is. I probably won't be able to keep it to that. Okay. This is the report for our next opponent, I think. Yes. In 2 days. So we will have to rotate, at least to some degree. The data hub says after 3 league matches. Okay. These guys we have to beat. Oh! Well, in that case, you can probably enlighten us about a few things. First and foremost, pronunciation of basically every name in the game. I'm from Germany, so I'm kind of semi-fluent in English. My French is crap, and strictly speaking, I'm from Swabia, so German is also a foreign language for me. There was a joke in case you're not familiar with German municipalities, but yeah. You can scout for us. True. Zlatan didn't want to come in for a trial, so we'll have to find some other players, preferably those that don't want any wage. Okay, so FC Gute, or however it's pronounced, might be a club. Yeah, they got promoted recently. So this is a club in to our taste. We have to beat these guys. How is their value-wise? How are they doing? They're willing to pay a better wage than I am, just like everyone else. What's this? New date 1900, new wage none. It's a youth player that will automatically convert. You would look to Norway for some players. I can certainly help you with that. Our scouting coverage says here in the world knowledge in Northern. I want this to be region based. Our scouting knowledge in Norway is unrestricted, so we can certainly sign some players from Norway. I'm not sure if we have a Norwegian in the squad. Forsell is Finnish, I think. Yes, he's from Finland. Born somewhere in Tampere in Finland. Don't know where that is. And we got a Danish player. Where's Flackard? He's Danish. So we're certainly some sort of an international club. I'm not sure if there's a Norwegian in our club. Let's just skip through. Swedish, Eritrean, Somali, Danish, Finnish, Swedish, Portuguese. Kongsvinger, some good youth players. Okay. Kongsvinger. That's Norwegian First Division. So problem is they're outside of scouting reach. And I will probably want to. Yeah, it's too expensive to scout these for the club. Also, well, contract-wise, it might be that these guys we might be able to afford them, especially if they come in for no wages. If you click on the world icon on the top here, I can go there. Kongsvinger second, that one. Europe and then transfers, Europe, transfers. I've been there. Search by released players. Released players. Yeah. And we can probably do that not only for Europe, but also for Sweden. The problem is with this is that yeah, we can filter by nations. Okay. The problem with this is that most of these players will be unwilling to play for us anytime soon. Well, okay, he's his director of football now. That's a problem too, yeah. Work permits aren't a thing, if I'm not mistaken, but number of foreign players in the squad is a thing. We have to field a certain amount of Swedish players. Let me just have a look at the league rules here. Rules. So I always get confused viewing this screen. Match squad must have at least 9 players trained by a club in Sweden. Match squad probably refers to players on the pitch as well as on the bench. So it's not that hard of a restriction. Okay. My Nance on OnlyFans followed me. I mean, thank you. Nice nick, I guess. Yeah, I think so too. But on the other hand, there's not much I can do about that, and a follower is a follower. Obviously, I would rather have people that enjoy being around here. But, well, what can you do? I can't remove followers, right? I think I... Okay, yeah. So this entire Twitch thing is not entirely new to me, but I'm new to some of the changes that... yeah, I'll take the win. True. But I'm certainly new to some of the changes that happened with Twitch over the last few years. And one of the things that I'm totally unfamiliar with is how do I put this? The amount of naked skin and sexuality that is allowed on Twitch or that is prohibited. So me as a guy streaming Football Manager, obviously I won't be. I don't think I'll be affected by any of this. But I've had recommended streams of, I don't know, 2,500 people. Oh, so you got banned. Okay. Well, I've seen streams of 2,500 people watching. I don't know, some sort of half naked girl, and I honestly don't know what that is about. Oh, it was a joke. Okay. I don't know how this works. Seriously. If your account gets banned, I expect you can't watch with that account either. But yeah, probably too much focus for on the negative side. In all honesty, I just want to stream Football Manager and get us through the season. So yeah. Press conference. He's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it too. Oliver Flaggard, how are you holding up? Well, he's holding up nicely. He's good, strong Danish material, obviously. But yeah. I'm not gonna play Football Manager in a hot tub. I don't know where you get that from. Did I say that? Karlstad is a nice city. Okay. Well, I certainly have to do a trip around Sweden or well, Scandinavia in its entirety at some point. Seriously, I think I might like the climate. I might like the environment. Probably the people too. We'll see. If I get to it at any time in my life. Yeah, I might rest. I might rest him. Maybe not entirely. Somebody needs to sit on the bench. Definitely. Also, look at that possession. 47%. Pep Guardiola would be proud of us. Varmland. Okay. Well, I'm not doing the travel plan right now, but I'll try to keep that in mind. So there's always a second person in my case. Okay. I have to look that up. Seriously. So that's a region where you can do a lot of canoeing and stuff. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for the recommendation. So you can't know this, but my girlfriend actually likes this sort of activity, canoeing and stuff. I'm actually not a big fan, probably because I'm a really bad swimmer. But on the other hand, if you don't get confronted with your weaknesses, you never grow as a person. So maybe it's a good idea to do something like that for me as a person, especially. And well, it certainly sounds nice, or looks nice from the pictures I just saw. I just wanted to say this is a great finding, but then I remember that I know this guy. Okay, so okay, cool. I'll try to bring it up at some point. Maybe we'll have some sort of vacation in Sweden after all, at some point. I think one of the things that we both got on our agenda is we want to see polar lights at some point. I've never seen polar lights, and I think it's called polar lights. You know, the light effect in the sky. Yeah, I would want to see that at some point. So I'll have to travel north. But to get back to Football Manager, this is Jonas Andersson. And Jonas Andersson is a player that we tried to sign just for his personality. Obviously, he's not up to our standard, but a perfectionist in the squad would be great. The problem is he earns too much money. But he has some interest in being loaned to us. So at age 25, he wants to change his personality. That's for sure. Question is, do any of you know if personality-wise, if he comes in for loan and we put him to the head of a mentoring group, does he still influence the other players? Because if he does, we'll bring him in for loan. I'll make an offer right now. No, they don't want him to leave. Okay. Well, we'll certainly keep him in the rotation, in the short list. I would want a perfectionist in our team, just for mentoring, not for anything else. And given that someone else joined just right now, feel free to chat with us, ask questions, and you're very welcome. And they're gone. Well, okay. That's good training, Mr. Wickstrom. Let's have a look. So, I looked up on something recently. I looked up on a plugin for polls for some sort of participation. Sadly, I think you have to be an affiliate to do polling. So you'll have to write in the chat. Are we going attacking in this case, or are we going to keep to the current formation and park the bus? It will probably result in a draw that I'm asking this, but if you want me to go attacking, I'll do it. It's at home, it's against an opponent, we have to win. Do we try to hammer them, or do we park the bus? Play counter? Alright, so I'll stick to it. You mean, or did you mean cautious? That was previously called counter. Nah, but I'll stick to it. We didn't concede any chances or any shots on goal, so it's probably fine to stick with it, yeah. We'll see soon enough. Also, considering our pitch, there's another point that's probably in favor of countering. Our pitch size is, it should be long and narrow, if I'm not mistaken, or just long. So there should be space behind the defensive line. That said, let's have a look at their tactics. 4-4-2, which is great for us. Should open some space in the middle. And player-wise, we'll do that with opposition instructions later on. Not going to fix just yet. So there's a few players that have been used heavily. I don't want to rely on them too much. So we will probably need to rotate a bit. They're okay for the bench. Shabanach and Tillander are a perfect pair, so I'm not concerned about that. Yeah, Shabanach is match fit. Tillander must have been substituted at some point because he's only on a medium match load. Yeah, true. There's one player that we had a look at recently that had 14 acceleration and pace, but had like 3 to 5 and all other attributes. So I refrained from signing that guy, but it was, for me, it was a hard decision because I thought about that a lot. He might get more chances in such an environment. On the other hand, with anticipation of 3 or 4, that guy, well, he might have the ability to run, but not the work rate and neither the head on his shoulders to see the situation. So probably not. Yeah. Will we play Swan and Forcell? Well, we should. Could give Svensson some minutes. So, where's Wickberg? Okay, Wickberg got his rest. Training didn't get any better, I guess. No, not really. The last performance was not good. I'll put him on the bench though, because we will need him in this game. Arsason will need to be replaced at some point. Flackout and Ytterhogdals are fine. So, no use putting Ngoma into the squad. So central defender wise, we're looking good. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's not far off from my experience. I think that might be possible. I'll just switch this up for a second. Here, Shabanach and Farah are also acting as attacking wingbacks. They provide a lot of... They create some space, usually. But it depends a bit on the opponent's formation. We will see that sooner or later in the season, but not against a 4-4-2 probably. Against a 4-4-2, I'm looking for to go straight through the center for obvious reasons. Yeah. So, okay. We'll probably put Ngoma on the bench and give Moreira da Silva a rest. He needs it. For the other players, Ekman is more of a playmaker, but might be able to play as a box-to-box midfielder. That said, his pace and acceleration and overall his physicals are really bad. This is a technical player, and yeah, I'm not sure if I want him on the pitch immediately. Auberg, on the other hand, can play box-to-box or Metsala badly, I'd say. So let's personalize this. I don't want to do this every time. I'll put him on the pitch. Yeah. I mean, the stats here for a box-to-box are still bad. Just look at that strength. Okay? So obviously the star ratings are just the opinion of my assistant manager, which is, well, not much to rely upon. On the other hand, they get it right at some point. It might be like 5 years in, but it gets better with time. A little bit at least. But star ratings are also influenced by, I think you know this probably, but star ratings are also influenced by recent performance and stuff. So yeah, one can argue that that's bad. On the other hand, one can argue that that's acceptable, because if recent performance is great and the player has been performing well, who cares about attributes? If he does well, he does well. So Truth is probably in between. We need Bergman. So the other one is injured, Skillermo. Or he was... I think he got a knock. He is not injured, but definitely not fully fit. Injury risk is high due to low condition. Okay. So we will probably give Dobrev a place in the squad at least. And now there's Swan and Asarson. Asarson will have to play. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna... I know we have a replacement for him here. But... well, okay. Let's give the 17-year-old a chance. I wanted to keep Asarson in there, but on the other hand, attribute-wise, this guy should be able to play a ball-winning midfielder to some degree. It's a weaker opponent, the one we're facing. And we got a replacement player on the bench. Wickberg can play this position. Yeah. We loaned him for free. I didn't want to spend the wage on another defensive midfielder. I know it's ridiculous, but we're talking about not paying 30 euros a week or something here. But for a club this size, this kind of stuff compounds. Yeah. Okay. I'd love to put Eggman into the squad in case we have to go attacking. This Forcell is not a playmaker. With passing 8, vision 8, and technique 8, he's more of a workhorse and all-rounder. So I don't want him on the bench in case we have to change formation and mentality. And Oliver Swan, well, honestly, he has to go through. He's our captain. That's what we expect of him. Natural fitness is 16, so let's just hope he doesn't get injured. If he does, we're up for a lot of trouble. Alright. There goes the match for against FC Gute. I'm not gonna do anything what you recommend. That said, I will do my own stuff. I forgot doing corners. I have to do that later on. Maybe I'll do it on off stream, because configuring corners in defense and so on, that's really boring. What are you guys doing? You are good physical wise. Honestly, I just don't want to get the ball to you. And this guy seems to be more of the poacher type. That said, his off-the-ball rating isn't great. That's a bit weird, but we'll close down the strong one and try to man-mark the other one. Might go badly. This guy is looking for a pass rather than attempting to score. He's a striker playing on the left side for some reason. He's a striker with bad finishing, bad passing, unacceptable vision. I think this is one to close down. Let's press him just to force some errors. What about Elofsson? Great long shots. Off the ball rating is mediocre. It's a star player. So was he strong? He's strong too. Let's try to man mark this guy. He's also not in peak condition. This one technically bad. Off the ball rating is mediocre. More of a defensive minded player. So let's force some errors here. And right midfield. this guy's dangerous. Due to the passing, I think. He's also a dribbler. I'd want to close him down. Okay, so that's a lot of opposition instructions. I hope they manage to get that done. The other ones obviously are not nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, his crossing is good, so maybe we'll have to close him down too. But I don't want to close down the entire opponent's squad. That's just stupid. They'll have to deal with some things themselves. Okay, he has his instructions to shoot more often. Yeah, I know. That's how rotation works. And Oliver Swan is troubled again due to his duel with Emil Drugge. Dressing room. Okay. Let's have a look through. Want to see more of the same. He's motivated. I think he will do fine. Flag guard 2. Do what you're best at. Same here. Victor Svensson will make his debut. Relax him a bit. Oliver Swan was troubled about his job in this game, so we'll try to relax him too. Arberg, on the other hand, he can make a difference. Same for Talander, Bergman 2, and Holmström. Same. Here we go. Let's have a look. Svensson with a long ball for Bergman. Ball comes in. That was a dangerous delivery. And then at another occasion, there will be someone at the end of this cross. Talander dribbling on the flank. Pass to Swan. Will he get the ball in? He gets the ball in. Will he manage to turn? Nope. He doesn't. But we certainly look like we're meaning business right from the start. And that was a great header. And a great save. So this already looks like it is going well. 3 minutes into the game. Here's the corner. That I forgot to configure. Ah, man. Have to do that again. Should probably have saved it, huh? Set pieces. We're looking for corners. Attack. Right, that was. Please, near post. Put this here. You were, I think, back. You can mark the keeper. You can go to far post, and this is attacking the area. Great. Should have done the left side too, but yeah. He wanted air duel again. And this is bad dribbling. But won back by Holmström. Al Holmström. Svensson for Talander. Distributed on the flank. Gets it in. And another dangerous header. Doesn't look like the opponent's central defenders are up for the task. At least for now. That said, Holmström is already looking a bit exhausted. He had a lot of game time in recent matches. On the other hand, he's definitely an important player for us, so we have to play him. Welcome. That's a weird question. And if I were a soup, I'd probably be a soup with some meat in it. And vegetables. Oh, hits the post. So close. Questionable decision by the keeper. Does he manage to shoot? Yes, he does. But it's deflected by a defender. So, given that we're trying to counter, we're certainly mounting the pressure on them. What football team do I support? I actually support good management. That's not a popular answer, I suspect. But up until recently, I certainly supported my home team. That would be VfB Stuttgart in Germany. Up until recently, Sven Mislintat was a manager there, or a sports director, if you want to put it that way. I like reasonable people that are able to explain a good concept and a long-term perspective. So in that sense, I'm certainly proud of what, for example, FC Freiburg is doing. Small club, doing really well. Repeatedly in Germany, going for Europe. In the last few seasons, that's way above their pay grade. And there are a few other clubs with that kind of attitude or composition. But on the other hand, there's a lot of clubs that have some I don't know, a lot of reactive decision making, and it's the same in Stuttgart. So I'm not proud of the club per se, if I can phrase it that way. So who's my favorite manager? That's a hard question. Performance-wise, probably Jürgen Klopp. He's got a lot going for him overall. That said, I'm not a big fan of the amount and the type of advertisement Jürgen Klopp acquired in recent years. I'm especially opposed to one ad he's been doing recently, and that's for the entire stuff for Deutsche Vermögensberatung, it is called. So that's some sort of finance stuff. But the problem is, it's from my perspective, it exploits people that don't know about finance, and that's really bad. But yeah, management-wise, style-wise, I'd probably go with Jürgen Klopp. But there's other people, other managers that are I don't know, that do a damn good job in their respective roles, in their circumstances. So you two probably don't know about Heidenheim. That's a second league club in Germany, and it's not a big city. Thanks. But yeah, Heidenheim is not a big city, but Frank Schmidt has been in Heidenheim for, I think, 20 years. Oh, you can't give away these chances. That was really dangerous. Game's not going as good as I wanted to go. And in 20 years, with such a small club, repeatedly pushing for promotion with a very high fluctuation in players, that's something you have to get done. That requires a certain amount of skill, and in the case of Frank Schmidt, that certainly exists. So I respect that a lot, actually. Same goes for Streich in Freiburg. Depends. How do you define a good league? people like easy answers. So it would be easy to say no and give you some reason. Whoa. We're certainly conceding a lot of chances here. I'm not a fan. But yeah, how do you define a good league? Is the Spanish First Division a good league? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so but in Spain, for example, there are a lot of clubs in this league that will never occur at the top. The league is competitive in a sense for European competitions and that stuff, but like 50% of that league won't make the cut, for sure. They will play against relegation every season, or maybe I don't know, mid-table, but they won't have any business at the top flight. In England, that's different a bit. So in that sense, Premier League is better, and yeah, Premier League is more homogeneous, if that's a word in English. The financial circumstances are more similar. I don't know. Arsenal maybe finish 8th in one season and win the league next season. Okay, maybe not win the league, but you get the gist. On the other hand, there's a lot of clubs out of London in Premier League, so I don't know. One could argue it's a bit weird because it doesn't contain that many clubs from different places all over England. If you're just counting the London clubs. And Germany, to some degree, is in between. There's Bayern Munich. Really, it's not interesting to watch. Yeah, exactly. In Spain will go on to be like that. So to me, watching a league is interesting if everybody can win against everybody. And everybody loves an underdog in for games. I think it was in Socceronomics where I read that this also shows in viewership. They all hope that the underdog wins, but at the end of the day, it doesn't happen. Usually, it doesn't. Okay. I should get back to this game at some point. So 2 players are nervous, Fleckard and Svensson. Considering their performances, I don't blame them. Problem is what I'm gonna do about it. Probably try to reduce the pressure. Nervous. So I'll try to say there's no pressure on you, which will probably go badly. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't work. I'll just believe that. I won't look that up. Have you ever played with attributes masked? My attributes are masked. You mean in that sense that everybody has masked attributes and there is no scouting and stuff? No, I haven't. I like it that way. Because I think I want some degree of let's say some degree of information that has been provided. I would need to judge a player's performance just on I don't know, the form and the stats and stuff. It's difficult to do. And stream wise, I would need to spend a lot more time to determine what the attributes probably are. So I would start to look at how well are they doing, for example, in heading. Yeah, I would be able to determine that Flaggart has good heading or good jumping reach, simply from his performances. But that means that I have to look at these performances in detail. And I'm the one to do that, but on stream this is really boring, I think. So probably not the right place. That said, on the other hand, there are YouTubers that do 1.5 hour presentations about war economics, and everybody's watching that guy, so some stuff happens. So these are not playing good. Get it together. And for the rest of them, I have faith in them. We'll have to wait and see and go for another 10 minutes here. I suspect we might change to an attacking formation at some point, because if we give away chances anyway, we might as well try to score. A long distribution from Brennistand into nothingness. Overall, there's a lot of long balls here. We're lacking a bit of quality on the pitch. Bergman into the penalty area, and he misses. He's not a natural goal scorer, so that was expected. But no, I think there's an option to score the entirety of the attributes for all time. You only see I don't know, the size and the weight and that stuff. Usually I do develop traits, yes. In this case, I think I do it rarely, just because of the workload, and I like to retain some kind of flexibility. Problem with traits is it takes a while for them to pay off, and you need a player that specifically is well suited for a trait. I'll try to make an example, but just because he's on the pitch. Elias Erberg. He came to the club without shoots from distance, but he came with 13 long shots. That was a no-brainer for me. It really was. So he learned that, he acquired it in no time. You're right, it took like half a year or something, so not that long, and I'm happy with that. Defenders-wise, I don't like my defenders roaming into midfield, so one of them learned stay back at all times. But he's now part of a mentoring group, and it's not reliable, but over time most of the central defenders that are in contact with Flaggart will at some point learn stays back at all times. I don't want to give everyone this trait, and well, the amount of training that comes along with it. If they acquire it passively, I'm fine with it. Yeah, but shooting with a curl on wingers requires a certain technique, right? And we're at the bottom of a skill level, more or less. Let's have a look here. We got 2 inverted wingers. Telander has technique of 8. Not sure. Composure's bad too. I'd actually think shoots with power is a good trait for him, but not for every winger. So yeah, I mean he's a former striker. Still counted as a striker here, and Bergman has acceptable technique, but his finishing and composure are real bad. Flair is bad too. I'm not sure. It might work out, but on the other hand, if I'm not 100% convinced that a trait is the absolute correct thing fitting for the player in every player circumstance, I probably won't add this to the workload. for in my defense, usually I try to go with a lot of traits, like developing most of them. So I'm trying to find a balance here. Okay, yeah, cool. There's also the trait rounds keeper, I think, which could also be a good idea for one of the players on the flanks if dribbling is better than finishing. In the case of Bergman, that is probably the case. Yeah, his dribbling and first touch are better, and this was really dangerous. So maybe it's worthwhile to add to Bergman's workload. Okay, it's 11-7. Most of the players are outright fearful. It's a wonder that this is 0-0. Yeah, exactly. I had one of those. He's on the bench. I'll show you in a second. Because let's watch this scene and then come on. Doesn't get it in. Okay, so this game has been on par, I'd say, and I'm not happy with that. We need to win this game. If we lose it, we lose 1 point. So mathematically speaking, we gotta make it count. We've got nearly 30 minutes to go. Holstrom is, he's exhausted. So we'll get Robertson in, who has also a bit of a certain degree of pace. Dobrev in. Talander has been on a yellow card anyway. And considering traits, Malte Ekman has wonderful passing, wonderful technique, and crappy vision. I tried to teach him the through balls move, to increase the amount of penetration, because obviously he has the skill for it. Problem is, he doesn't have the head for it, and it did go nowhere. I'd love for him to have this trait, but he has to improve his vision first. And that's an example for someone I would teach a trait, definitely. So yeah. For Swan 2, yeah, dictate tempo might work. Yeah, true. Because his decision making is good. So dictate tempo might be great. Might be okay. Anticipation and yeah. Anticipation and composure are good too. So dictates tempo is a good idea. So actually, let's do that right now, mid-match. Oh no, it doesn't work. Okay, let's try that after the match. Yeah, I switched to attacking formation here, which might expose us in the back. But on the other hand, we're playing against 4-4-2 here, so we will try to pump the ball into the box and to shoot more often, just for a free goal. And considering the opponent and that we're at home, I'm raising expectancies here. So dictates tempo might be a good idea, yeah. On the other hand, he's a replacement player. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Shabanach with the free kick. And there's another header. General direction of the goal, but not too close. He's still apprehensive. We got 2 more changes that we can make. I think weak bird for flag guard is a good idea in this situation. And we'll keep him on the yellow without an additional instruction. Doesn't react good in any way either. Another free kick. That's a wonderful situation to score, but he doesn't make it. I'll try to encourage the entire team one more time. Worked somewhat. Okay, and that's offside. Great. So we had 5 shots on target. In another situation, this might work out to win the game. Robertson with the header on target, but placement was bad. Might be overinterpretation, but the opponent certainly didn't create any more chances since we changed tactics, and we're opening them up a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Stop ref there. Bergman again for Swan, who tries to score himself. Bergman for Svensson, who plays a wonderful pass out for Swan. And that's into the stands. Okay. Nice idea for a throw in. Dangerous situation. What is he doing? Yeah, it comes to nothing. We were lucky. And lost the ball. Svensson picked that up nicely. Wikberg with a long ball for Bergman, who wins the header and fails again to score. Where will this game go? Long ball for Bergman, delivers it into the penalty area, but nobody's there to pick it up. Robertson wins the ball. Swan with another long shot. So they certainly take their chances now, or at least they try to score. But we create a lot. Quality has been a bit lower, but that's to be expected. And they just put the ball out. We're well in control of the game right now. So far, at least. And they concede another corner. Do we have somebody with good heading on the bench? Ngoma, maybe. But Ytterhogdals is better, that's for sure. On the other hand, we can probably make the switch here. Last change of the game. Relax him a little bit. And encourage the entire team once more. Yeah, some of them just don't react positively to that one. Wikberg didn't meet the header. Interesting throw in. Ngoma with the long ball for Bergman, who doesn't get it in either. And it's been an offside, not even a corner. Svensson won that ball. Does he manage? No, he doesn't manage to play the penetrating pass. There's one for Farah. Early pass into the penalty area. Come on, Ekman. Nah, that would have been the day. At least he tried. And they're winding down the clock. Okay, so we'll have to draw here. Probably, yeah. True. So I can somewhat be happy with that result. Performance was fine. I'm not so happy with the amount of chances we allowed the opposition to have. Yeah, exactly. This is it. So, yeah. 3 games into the season, we're sitting on 7 points, which is 28 points to go until we are not relegated. We're sitting third spot in the league, which is way more than I expected. So I'm very happy with that. Obviously, some people would want us to push for promotion in this case. How many points for promotion? I have no idea. Maybe we can have a look at league history, right? Okay, few things, one after another. So, first and foremost, can we teach Malte Ekman to dictate tempo? New trait, it's probably technical. That's curling, no it's not. What are we looking for? Passing training maybe. There it is. And it suits athletic players like him. I don't know what's athletic about him, but yeah. Oh, let's put it that way. I'd be happy to push for promotion. On the other hand, I think it's acceptable to be realistic about it. So it's an achievement if we achieve promotion, obviously, a great one actually. But it's also an achievement if we hold the league. That's fine by me. That doesn't mean I'm not ambitious. It just means maybe if we hold the league this season, we can push for, I don't know, a top level finish next season, upper table. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. Sometimes there's an injury, you can't do anything about it. There's just like circumstances that it would be unreasonable to expect pushing for promotion, and I think that's the case here. So we wanted to look at the first division and league history, past winners. That's not what I was looking for. Most points in a season is 74. Is there an average or something for this? Just click league. Okay. There's the league. Stages. Current season, last season. Ah, yeah, right. So we can have a look at that. Great, thanks. Thanks for telling me. Actually, I never was. I've never been there in my entire life and playing Football Manager. So yeah, that's great. 65 points for promotion last season, 62 the season before, and well, there's not much of a protocol prior to that. But it's safe to assume that we need 65 at least, if we want to go there. But that's a lot of points for our kind of club. How many games is that? Well, a lot. We'll see. If we make it to, I don't know, 30-40 points, I certainly won't be the one to relax. I will push as high as possible, that's for sure. Okay, let's go to the press conference. The second one is a playoff spot. I'll have a look immediately. Let me finish the press conference first. Yeah. Well, we loaned him in for that, so fine with that. All right. You want me to check on Christian Skoldegarden? Christian Skole. It doesn't even exist. Might not be part of the database. That said, while I'm certainly grateful for recommendations, I don't know. There's always a risk that recommendations come in all the time, and you end up signing people all over the place, which you might not have known about otherwise. I guess it's a philosophical discussion if this is considered, I don't know, some sort of cheating. If you want to phrase it that way. Same goes for looking up, I don't know, the new youth intake of other clubs prior to them signing them, or something like that. I mean, it's possible to poach these players, and if you learn the dates by heart, you can go and poach them all. But on the other hand, is this really the way you want to play Football Manager? Well, I don't have a strong opinion on that. But different people have a very different view on that. So, did I forget something? Corners. Corners and, well, free kicks and stuff. So, depends. How are your attributes and how's personality? But I'll certainly try. Not a problem. Sorry to break this to you, but you're not part of my database. So, yeah, it's fine. You can certainly drop the odd hint here or there. Personality model professional, but maybe injury prone. Well, I'd probably sign you for the personality on its own in that case, but you might not see that much time on the pitch, but you might be more of a mentoring guy for the rest of the players. Yeah, that's nice. Well, physicals aren't everything, as we know. So I hate to break this to you, but I can't do another game. I've got a thing coming up at 14 o'clock. So 20 aggression. Did you ever play a Football Manager save with everyone having 20 aggression and a lot of dirtiness and stuff? There's a wonderful blog post about this kind of playing Football Manager. The season ends up really, really colorful, and that's a lot of fun to play a game like that. So having people with a lot of aggression is really funny. Yeah, it's wonderful. I might go for something like that at some point. On the other hand, aggression isn't bad in Football Manager terms. Yeah. Anyway, I have a thing coming up at 14 o'clock, so in 1.5 hours. I should probably prepare a bit for that stuff and get my things together, so I can't stream until the last minute. And also, food. I might want to eat at some point. Yeah. I will enjoy the rest of my day. Same to you, and I'm glad that I could provide some sort of entertainment to you. I will probably stream afterwards. So, given that I'm not having a schedule yet, I'm just telling you right now, I might reopen streaming at I don't know 15 p.m. or 16 p.m. or something like that. It's not p.m. It's like 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Anyway, yeah. So around that time, and we'll do another game or two until my girlfriend comes home, and then hopefully I will have a nice evening with the girlfriend and not playing Football Manager all the time. But it's been great fun. Thanks for keeping me company, and I will hopefully see you this evening. Bye. Yeah, but keep your schedule, of course. Yeah, it's fine. Have a good day.